Hey guys, thanks for joining Learn to Play Games. My name is Lance, and today I'm going to be doing another Kickstarter video, and this is a new series that I'm trying out. So let me know in the comments below what you think of these, if you like these, if you don't like these, if there's other information you would like me to cover in these. And so with this, what I'm doing is taking a look at games on Kickstarter that are games that I am interested in, whether I decide to back these games or not, in my opinions. Taking a look at the opening cinematic trailer that they have for them and going through the Kickstarter page, discussing the layout, setup, any stretch goals that they have so far, and some of my opinions on that. And at the end, I'll give my thoughts on if this is one that I am considering backing or not, and would love to hear from you guys as well. With this as well, I am using a camera in a different position, as if I was using the camera on my laptop, you would be looking up my nose, unfortunately. And right now with everything, you cannot touch a webcam. So for the time being, I am just going to use this and overlay it in post-production. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. And today's Kickstarter I'm going to look at is Conan the Cimmerian. So let's go ahead and take a look at this game here. And we'll start off by the goal. So it's a $10,000 goal that they're looking for, and they're at $17,500. So they've already met it, and they're almost at double that amount. They have 467 backers as of this recording, and they still have 18 days to go. So they still have plenty of time to make some more money and hit some more stretch goals. So we'll have to see what they've got going on there. All right, so then at that, let's go ahead and see what we have for the trailer.
It's Tower of the Elephant, a new game for 1 or 2 players that's 9 times size, like Conan. There's a lot in this box, like lots of boxes. Use all 9 to build the tower, and you're ready to play. Each box is a different scenario, its own adventure. You get over 100 cards, lots of dice, plastic things, and 9 levels, 9 maps, 9 times size. From Perilous Worlds.
Okay, so again, with these, they kind of touch on a little bit of this stuff. They show the main components of the game, which is nice, but they don't really talk about a lot of the gameplay. There is a solo mode, which is really cool. I really do enjoy those, and I've been doing a new series where I discuss the solo mode in games and go through some of the rules, so that is definitely of interest to me. I love the art style with this. It is cool. It's a little bit different than some of the other Conan games that we've seen from other companies such as Monolith and that's fine. So definitely like that so far. Let's go ahead and dive down into the page and see what else we can find out. So this is a new company. Looks like probably their first game, as they haven't created anything else, and I'm not familiar with them. So we'll see how they have everything set up. So this is a towering tabletop combat adventure in which you fight to steal the elephant's heart. There are 2 ways to play. In solo mode, a single player becomes Conan, battling the game itself. And then in battle mode, 1 player becomes Conan, and the other player becomes a twisted wizard, Yara, casting spells, deploying soldiers, and eldritch horrors to punish Conan for his tenacity. Okay, so it's a 1 versus 1 or a solo game, so that's different. I mean, that's a small player count. Okay, and then let's go ahead and take a look at the pledges. So for $1, you can back and support, and it'll give you access to the pledge manager. So if you want to see how the campaign goes and that, you can jump on that and decide whether or not you want to go in once everything is said and done. Then at $39, the Cimmerian, this is going to include 1 copy of the game and all unlocked stretch goals. Unlocked free stretch goals. Shipping is not included, that's normal, and we get the game and the free stretch goals with that. And this is going to ship everywhere in the world, and they're estimating January of 2021. That is probably not going to be the case. Normally it takes roughly 6 months, and with this being their first game that they're making, that'll probably slip. And that's probably not that realistic, but more likely end of first quarter of 21, maybe later, depending upon how far along they are with this. And then they have a retailer pledge. And so if you're a retailer, that's something that potentially could go. And then they had some early bird stuff as well. It looks like they had a little video game or something, maybe an app or something that was based on this that was animated. Totally different art style there. And then, yeah, it talks about the early pledge, and that shows all the stuff you get, plus the video game. Okay. That's cool, though. I like that. That looks like it'd be pretty neat. I'll have to take a look at that and find out some more about that. Okay, and then they have some information on the video game. It's the most epic and realistic stick figure game ever to be set in the world of Conan the Cimmerian. It's cool. Very cool artwork there. I love that. That is awesome. So this is, again, I was breaking down what comes in there. It's $39, and you got the tower, which is the boxes that kind of stack on each other, and a bunch of the different cards, playing modes, and that. It breaks everything down, all the different rooms. Looks like lots of stairs options, so they collected the art on those and just redid it. You get a rule book and a scenario book, and then these standees and bases. I would love to see miniatures for this, but understandably they're not going to have those with it being such a low price point. At $39, it is hard to include minis with some of these games. So then you get decks of cards, the tracking board, good collection of dice, game decks, the player cards, enemy cards, all your different enemy types, and some tokens to round things off. Conan Breaks the Chains, a digital scenario. And the RPG book. Yep, I remember seeing that. And a Venom digital scenario. Okay, and then it gives us the how to play. So this gives us more information about that. Conan's adventure through the Tower of the Elephant involves overcoming the challenges of many unique locations, each represented by a 10-fold dungeon box. Each location is explored in a single turn, which consists of a dice, location combat, and mopping up phase. There are 10 locations in the Tower of the Elephant, which Conan must overcome to emerge victorious. Players are not required to complete every location in a single sitting and may stop playing between locations in order to resume play in another play session. Well, that's nice. So it's going to have some sort of a save feature to it. I didn't catch a runtime. Maybe that's farther down here, what the expected runtime is on this. So then it breaks down the different phases. We have the dice phase, rolls action dice, and slots them into his character card. Okay, so all the different options, leap, block, slash, big swing, fatigue, wounds, okay, and the level. So it looks like he can maybe level up as he moves. You got your base stats there and that. And the location phase. So each location in the Tower of the Elephant is a unique challenge, which Conan must master in order to advance. It is represented by a 10-fold dungeon box. Scenario book provides details for each location, including plot, developments, enemies, and events. And then you have your standees. The art looks pretty good on these. And I like the black backgrounds. It kind of blends a little bit, but it works. And then you have the enemy cards. More enemies. And then you have the combat phase. During the combat phase, Conan must fight the minions and enemies of Yara. Conan must use the dice from his action pool determined in the dice phase with skill and cunning in order to emerge victorious. Combat phase continues until all of Yara's minions are defeated or Conan himself is slain. And the art on these looks really good too. I really, like I said, I'm really digging that art style. That's really cool. And then finally we have the mop-up phase. After emerging victorious from his trials, Conan may earn experience, equipment, items, and level up, growing ever stronger in the dangers that lurk ahead. Download the rules so you can check out the rule book, see more on that. And then we're into stretch goals. So the first one is at 1225, which we hit. And that is the digital scenario that we unlocked. And that gives a little bit more information about that. You get the core role-playing book, it looks like, as a digital book. Okay. And then that other digital scenario, Venom. And that's at the 17,500, which we hit. And then the next one is at 20,000. This is the role-playing book. So another digital role-playing book. So I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, if I'm backing a Kickstarter for a board game, I don't know how beneficial getting the role-playing books are if I'm not a role player. If you're a role player, this is a really nice option, as I'm familiar with more this set of role-playing books as far as the company. They've been around. I think they ran a couple of Kickstarters for these, and I believe I've heard that they're actually pretty good. But for a player like me that's just into board games and I don't have the time for role-playing games, these stretch goals aren't that valuable to me. Except for the two digital scenarios, those are nice, but the role-playing stuff, not of interest to me at least. And then we have another digital scenario coming at 22.5. So it looks like they might kind of bounce back and forth with that. And they did something with Monolith. Okay, so stretch goal, digital scenario for Monolith for the Conan and that. So okay, that's another interesting thing. A stretch goal for a game from another company. Different. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I love Conan. I did a teaching video for it and really enjoyed that game. Monolith knocked it out of the park with that. They've got a second Kickstarter that they just did for some updated rules for that one. I'm excited about. I backed that one and cannot wait to do another video on that once that comes in. That's going to be down the road, though. They just finished that up a little bit ago and just finished the Pledge Manager. But some interesting stretch goals with this one, I have to say. I don't know how I feel about that. The adventure continues. I guess the one thing which I was kind of thinking, if you wanted to use miniatures and you have the Conan game from Monolith, you could use those. Depending upon the size of the boards and that, those might work, and it looks like there is miniatures on the way potentially, whether they're stretch goals or if that'll be an add-on to purchase them or not. So we have some social stretch goals. So a digital PDF of the book, it looks like, Tower of the Elephant by Robert Howard. Yeah, so that looks like a book. That's not too bad. Like I said, I enjoy the lore, so I haven't had a chance. I really do need to read the books on those. I really enjoy Conan and a lot of that, so I should check that out. And more of the project details, shipping information. Oof, that's some hefty shipping. So hopefully they'll be able to get some more friendly shipping for some of these places. I wonder where they're manufacturing. I would assume, but I mean, the Asia shipping is really expensive for that, so that's surprising. Yeah, all these shipping is pretty high. Europe shipping isn't too bad. To some of the places, Germany, but even those are somewhat high. US is 10 to 15, so if you're in the US, that works out great, or the EU, not too bad. But yeah, that's going to be a problem for a lot of those countries. That's going to slow down their backing, I'm sure. And they go into some of the other things, all the different collaborations and that. Thank you. And risks and challenges. Okay, so definitely something I'm interested in. I mean, it's a small price point at $39 for looks like roughly a medium weight game, 1v1, or that solo mode really is grabbing my attention. I love solo modes, especially where I live. I don't have an opportunity to get together with a lot of friends, so having a way to play a solo game like this is always a really nice, enticing option. So I'm definitely considering. I think I'll reach out to these guys and discuss some stuff and see about doing some coverage for this one in some shape or form. So stay tuned for that as well. Let me know in the comments below what you guys would like to see, what your opinions on this are. Is this one you're looking at backing? Why or why not? And how you like these videos. As always, I'd love to hear from you guys, and I would love to continue making this series, but I want to make sure that you guys are gaining from this and there's some benefit to this. So let me know in the comments below what you think, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.